This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Henshin Inspection presents Super Sentai Sanctuary. I will be discussing what is the power of imagination. This is Super Sentai Sanctuary episode 21, The Power of Imagination. Avataro Sentai Donbrothers episode 21, The Ultimate Ramen Pursuit, originally aired July 24, 2022. The writer is Toshiki Inoue, the director is Kyohei Yamaguchi. I don't think the theme of the episode really landed well. I get that Inoue was talking about creativity and kind of creative people and imaginations and, or like I said, the power of imagination. But I don't think it quite hit. Like, there was a thing where Haruka was all excited that she had touched the heart of a cerebrin. And being that she's, a writer, she would get, she made that statement because I touched the heart of a brain person. Oh, that must mean I'm excellent at my craft or whatever, right? So, there was that, and it kind of paralleled with the whole ramen thing, but, I don't know, it just didn't work that well for me. Anyway, moving on to a positive thing. Saruhra, now that the negative is out of the way, Saruhra got some cool action. We don't get to see that monkey shine enough, so it was a cool turn. Unfortunately, some of the cool stuff, his fights were really cool, and I like how much focus we got on him, and him kind of carrying the show was a little bit of fun, or, it was extra fun. But also seeing the guy, the old guy who was formerly, I don't know if it was just before him or if it was many people before him, previously, Saru Brother, being Peter Parker pre, Uncle Ben's death, using his power of being, this monkey guy to do all this stuff and get himself fame and accolades and whatever. That was entertaining and fun, and I really liked that. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, like I said, it was good stuff. Moving on to the direction stuff. Saruhra comes across like a lead this episode, as I kind of mentioned before. He has always been more comedic, but the framing of certain shots and staging of his scenes made him feel more serious and cool. He had gravitas despite the fact that he was still eating imaginary bowls of soup and waxing philosophical and saying haikus. I don't remember if the one, I think he only did the one haiku this episode. Maybe it was one at the beginning, one at the end. That makes more sense, but I don't recall now. Anyway, even the haiku felt really good and strong, and it seemed much less goofy and much more serious, I think. I don't know. He just came across really well, and I thought I can kind of get into watching this guy, in a show. Kind of like the same thing I had in the, what is the episode? Tsubasa Light, episode 19, I think it was. That was really cool. Moving on to the writing, the parallel, okay, so I mentioned this earlier at the top, so I'll be super quick on it. The parallel between Saruhra and the old Saru Brother and Haruka and Sonoza was cool. It felt like, it felt like it was really building to something, and then it just kind of didn't. So, I like the idea of it, but the execution was failed, in my opinion, and that's going to bring it down for me a little bit. So, general notes with Tsubasa even in this episode, I honestly don't remember, and I'm going to give you my score for the episode before I move into my reflection section, which is going to be, me waxing for a little while, so feel free to jump off after I tell you the score. I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10. The writing was a little weak, but the performance and action make up for it for sure. This was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed what we learned about Saruhra. And, so the next episode looks really exciting. It's called A Hellish Manga Method. At least that's what OT's calling it. And, man, I'm looking forward to it. So it looks like we'll get a Haruka focus episode next. And then maybe we'll get Tsuyoshi. And are we going to circle back to, your boy Momotaro? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But anyway, so yeah, the weakness of the writing brought this down. Otherwise, it would have been an 8. I almost put 8 and 9. I think I might have typed it, and I said, no, it's a 7 instead. And I thought the writing was weak, so I should definitely bring it down for that. I don't want to just overly praise this show, but it's mostly very competently written and, acted and directed and everything. It's just, little weird stuff like this happens, and it just doesn't land sometimes, and that's what happened here. But going into my reflection, what is the power of imagination? Well, I don't know. The power of imagination, is it empathy? Is it creativity? I'm not sure, because the parallel and the thing to really discuss here is that old Saru Brother, Saru Oni-chan, he was discontent with his life, and he was discontent even when he had all this power, and he was using it to, chase money and women, I think, too. And then after that, after he lost the power, he went ahead and decided to kind of blackmail and cajole and extort, I would say, really. He went on to try to extort this ramen paste recipe from his old boss. And then finally, at the end of it all, after, I guess he was inspired by Saruhra, he decided to pursue his dream of having his own noodle cart and making his own ramen there, making his own ramen paste there too. And I could have sworn, I was pretty sure there was going to be a moment from like the first Kung Fu Panda where they open the scroll and there is nothing. There's no secret sauce. That's the secret sauce. And that didn't happen, but I don't know. It kind of felt like it maybe happened. Like, is the secret sauce imagination and creativity? Because I guess getting back to it, the reason why this guy was discontent, I believe, with his life of money and women and whatever he had until he lost the power, that he had up until the time he lost the power of Saru Brother, is because he was trapped in his own mind. Like, his own mind was a prison for himself. His life stunk, and he was bitter and held down by circumstances because he couldn't see it another way. He couldn't look at it from another perspective. And I guess that's the power of imagination. The power of imagination allows you to step outside of yourself and to completely, almost, I guess, really distance yourself from your reality and come at it from so many different perspectives that it allows you to kind of recreate your own world. And not only can you recreate your own world, but you can also create worlds for others, and y'all can benefit from that. And y'all can benefit from that. So, I mean, I guess, is that the power of imagination? I suppose I did just describe it or define it right now. And I do basically think that's what Inoue was going for, because, again, old Saru Brother released himself from his prison by taking a new look and having a fresh perspective on his life, and then making something of it out of what would have, what was otherwise ruin and loneliness and whatever. And then, Haruka loved the manga that she made for Sonoza, but he didn't like it. He kept reading her old stuff, and I can't remember if this was an entirely new manga that she created or started, or if it was the next chapter of First Love Hero. Is that what it's called? I couldn't quite tell, but he went back to enjoying the old one because he didn't want the new one, because he was displeased with it. But Haruka really seemed jazzed about it. And there's something about the creative person where the very act of creation is regenerative and life-giving and nourishing to the soul. And I don't recall whether or not Haruka had been down in the dumps or anything like that, but I think we had something recently about her manager or editor or whatever at the down at the old manga factory was less than pleased with what she was doing, and then she had this. And like I said, part of her creation with Sonoza was that she was so excited that she had touched the heart of a Saruhra and that she wanted to do it again, and it brought her to a place where, while it wasn't satisfying to him, it was definitely satisfying to her, whatever it was that she'd worked on. At least I'm pretty sure she was satisfied with it. So I don't know. I guess based on that, since I've went and doubled back to that, really is the power of imagination, the power of creation, and the power to bring life. And if it is, maybe it only is in as much as it gives you the opportunity to inject life into something anew from having that fresh perspective, which I'm getting very rambly and a little repetitive. So I think I'll stop there, but I think there's something there, and I don't know, maybe I'll mull on this a little bit later and really try to define it better for myself. But I'm going to stop there because I don't want to bore you to tears. So anyway, check out mgmovies.com for more of my stuff. I don't have any TikToks up yet for this episode, but I do plan on having them out soon. So after you've listen to this review or watch this review wherever you're checking out, whether it be on Odyssey or over on the blog or through any podcatcher. On the blog means through a podcast, sorry, audio only. Or if you check it out on YouTube or whatever you want to do. Also, remember to go and check out my TikTok. I have it linked now at the bottom of the page description and whatever, all the show notes and stuff. Whether it be the mini show notes for the video players or the big show notes for the blog, you can check out TikTok to see what I've said about the other Don Brothers stuff. I try to make it exclusive content to TikTok or the short video format. But whatever. Check it out. See if you like it. I put enough variety that I think it's interesting, and we'll see if I even do them this week. I probably will, but who knows? You never know. You know what? You gotta click around and find out, okay? Anyway, that's all for now. This is MJ. I leave you with peace and blessings. This has been a part of the Story Over Everything Collective.